This is the URT. We are the URT. Big up the URT. Smash a like for the URT. Big up, people. Welcome to the United Real Therapy. So on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the Cesco injury blow. Big up to Saeed for the raid. Appreciate Saeed for the raid. Big up to my guy. Congratulations to Scotland. Congratulations to Scotland. We're also going to be looking ahead to the fixtures. What's going to be happening? But Scotland, what a nervy game. I'm so happy for McTominay. What a goal by McTominay. What a game. What a game. Denmark, Scotland vying to be 1 or 2 in the group. Whoever finished top tonight would go to the World Cup automatically. And it looks like it's going to be Scotland. And I'm so happy for them. So happy for McGinn. I really like McGinn. We really like Scott McTominay, despite to the contrary what people say. You know what? I think United didn't play him in his best position, and now he's balling out, man. What an overhead kick he scored! But big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. So we're going to be looking at that's what we're going to be looking at as well. The games, the five fixtures, upcoming games where Manchester United can get points. That's what we're going to be discussing. Hopefully some of the boys are going to join me, but join us after this, people. URT, how are we? Big up the URT people. How you doing, people? Big up yourselves. Sending love and light to all of you. Congratulations again, all the teams that have made it through to the World Cup. Let me just have a look and give you some of the fixtures and maybe some of the friendlies. But the biggest story of the night is that Scotland are through to the World Cup proper. Not Congo. Congo have to play a playoff. So do Ireland, but Scotland tonight have gone all right qualified. Full right qualified. 4-2. What a finish at the end, but nervy game. It wasn't a 4-2 game. Every time Denmark attacked, it looked like they were going to score. You know, Andy Robinson obviously is a Liverpool man, but I won't wish that on the whole nation for him to give the penalty away. So it was a bit of a topsy-turvy game, people. Bits of topsy-turvy game. Oh my God, who have I got here? Who have I got? Let me just bear with me, people, please. I need to ban this person. Get them out of here. Yeah, Congo have not qualified. Congo have to play a playoff. Congo did not qualify. They have to play a playoff. Yeah, I'm gutted about the raid. I'm gutted. But it is what it is. I was just catching the last bit of the Scotland game. But big up to everybody. URT, who are we? Big up to everybody. Yeah, they did beat Niger, but they have to play a qualifier, Titanium. They have to play another game to qualify. There's going to be a draw of all the teams who finished second and in this qualifying pot. They have to play one final game to go and qualify for the World Cup. They have to play one. So do Ireland. Ireland didn't qualify either. All second place teams have to play in this tournament, in this qualifying tournament. So yeah, loads of things happening, people. But we're going to talk about it. So please get in your thing. Welcome to things happening, people. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to have that debate. Hopefully, Ben, some of the boys might jump on. But we'll start the poll. Sesko injury blow. Who's replacing? Who is replacing Cesco? Get involved in the vote. Who is replacing Cesco in the starting lineup. Starting lineup. Zek, Z, Kobe, or who else could play up there? That's it. We're going to go with that. Get involved in the poll. Get involved in the poll and smash a like on the video as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, people. But yeah, I don't think so, you know, Shea, but I wish you were right, but I don't think so. I really think Mason Mount's going to be the replacement of Zerski. Do Aaron Wan-Bissaka to... Yes, Windy. Yeah, they both played. Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a good game against Nigeria. Yes, they both played. They now have to play one more game against the teams. I think it could be teams from the one of the islands or the CONCACAF. It could be one of those teams they're playing. But Congo they're in the final. They don't have to play. They only have to play one game. Other teams have to play in the semi-final and then get to the final to face Congo. So two teams have to play a game first, then play Congo in the last qualifier for the World Cup, and whoever wins that game. Yeah, big up. So much love. Yes, man, UFC 1417. Big up to you. Iraq kicked out the United Zionist Emirates. Big up. That's the greatest news I've heard tonight. United Zio Emirates are out. Big up to Iraq. And apparently Iraq have to play in the playoffs as well. Let me just have a look, actually. Let me just Google it. Let me just see. How many teams have to play a knockout qualifier for 2026 World Cup. I'll just have this look, people, because I need to know. I can't just talk about it. I need to tell you who is going to be in this European playoff draw. So the European playoff draw is happening Tuesday. Next Tuesday is happening, yeah. Next Tuesday is going to be the playoffs. Who's going to be playing who? So confirmed playoffs in the European qualifier runners-up is Albania, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Poland, Republic of Ireland, Slovakia, Ukraine. Confirmed playoff, yeah. They are the confirmed. So confirmed playoffs for the European qualifiers runners-up. It's Albania, it's Czechoslovakia, Italy, Poland, Republic of Ireland, Slovakia. And then tonight you can add Denmark to it. So Denmark are going to be in there as well. Let me just check. Who does Congo have to play? Who does Congo have to play in the I can't see. It doesn't say who are Congo who are going to play. I don't know who are Congo going to play. I don't know who Congo have to play. But yeah, big up Luani. How you doing, bro?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, man. We're just talking about the World Cup qualifiers, man. We're talking about the World Cup qualifiers. Scotland heroics tonight. Did you see McTominay's goal? Overhead kick.
Well, I didn't watch the game. I'll probably watch it back later. I was stuck at the mechanic with my truck, so.
Yeah. So we're waiting for the draws, people. But all I say to you, Republic of Ireland, Congo, even though they were celebrating like they've both been to the World Cup qualifiers, but they have to play another qualifying games. They have to play a couple of. I think Republic of Ireland might have to play 2 qualifying games. We don't know that. But Lawani, how you been, bro? Talk to me. What are you up to?
I've been all right. You know, just came back home. Difficult week so far. It's been hard on my level here from a professional standpoint. So,
well, what happened? Just long distances.
No, Thursday
Tuesday.
Thursday I hit a deer.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
On my way
bro.
back home, I hit a deer and it took out my radiator, so I lose all the coolant. So when the state trooper showed up to give me an accident report, and I have to have the car towed because I couldn't drive it. So the mechanic that told me end up repairing it. He bought an aftermarket that he put on it. I retrieved the car on Monday. Then he billed me for $3,000. Then I took the car out. I took the car out and it broke down on the road again. So turned out he have some transmission issues. So it's at the shop right now. I'll get it back eventually, but it's depressing sometimes when you can't go to work and you have to wait for the car to be fixed. So
oh my God, that's crazy, bro. That's so dangerous.
But I have some friend telling me that I could see things in a positive way, that I could have been the
You
deer.
could have been killed. Yeah.
It's all right. Back to the stream. The United.
No, talk to me, man. So at least you're alive because it's dangerous. Yeah. How big are the deers?
I mean, it's a truck, so I didn't. What they tell you in CDL class is that if you see a deer in the middle of the road, don't try to avoid it, especially when you're driving a 30,000 pound or 20,000 pound car. You try to avoid it, you're gonna end up causing more damage. So you just have to hit the brakes a little bit and brace for impact. So yeah, it's all right. I'm just happy I'm safe, and hopefully the car I get back on the road soon. That's all I'm wishing for. How have you been?
I'm all right, but I've not had anything like that, brother. So bloody hell, it's gonna be difficult.
It happens a lot at this time of the year. It's a hunting season, so since we live around the mountain, there are a lot of people that go hunting, and what happens is they push these deers out of their natural habitats. So yeah, there are a lot of hunters out there that are just carrying the deers off, and those poor animals are just running onto the highway and getting killed. They should find a solution.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, somebody's saying here it's important to talk about it. So basically, what are you told? Erka, let me know if you're free. I can send you the link if you want to jump on. So basically, what you're telling me is that if the deer is in the middle of the road, if you're driving a big lorry, you have to hit
it, because what happens? You're driving at 65 miles an hour or 75, 70 miles an hour. If you try to avoid it, you're gonna lose control of your car, and if God forbid, if you're in a 3-lane or in a 2-lane, and you can hit somebody and get somebody killed, or you can literally jackknife your car and flip the trailer, and you're gonna end up causing harm to yourself. There's been a lot of situations like that. So it's recommended they just teach us, when you see it, just hit the brake, not hard, but just enough to slow down the impact. It's unfortunate for the animal, but it's for the safety for everybody else.
Wow, that's unbelievable. How big was it? Was it quite big?
It was huge. Actually, I hit it and I drove like about 200 or 300 meters, and the truck just stopped. So I have to wait for the state troopers. Actually, somebody else called them and tell them there was a dead animal on the road, and they showed up, and I have to go through the formalities and the accident report, and They were nice. They were really nice, nice cops. The issue I have is with the mechanic. He promised me he will be fine, he will be okay with me, and then he ended up charging me $3,000 for something of maybe 1,500 job. But I didn't have any choice in the middle of the night. He's the only person that's in the area that came and towed my car. So if he's on the highway, they just charge you more. They don't care.
That's crazy.
How have you been? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good, bro. But I'm glad that you're safe and well. That's what matters. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm glad you're safe and well. That's the most important thing.
How is the weather over there? You guys got hit with the winter?
Yeah, the winter's really here now. Manchester was horrendous. It's been raining. It's been horrible.
Oh, no snow yet?
No snow yet.
Okay.
Yeah, no snow yet. But big up to you, man. Big up to everybody else, man. Love. Like and subscribe, people. Let me just have a look at the poll. I said in the poll, who's replacing Cesco in the starting lineup? It's basically Mount 52, Cesco 50, 42, Kobe 3%. Kobe's not starting nothing. Yeah, so Cesco blow injury. Basically, it's been a very bad blow for Cesco himself. They reckon 6 weeks, a month to 6 weeks, and by the time he is okay, he needs to do the fitness again, have another fitness thing again. So it'll be about 6 weeks before we see him for the knee injury that he's had. Now there's an opening in the team. What do you think Amarim's going to do? And then what do you think he should do? So what do you think Amarim's going to do first? And then what do you think he should do?
Well, I think he's going to play Cunha in the false nine again. But what he should do is pretty straightforward. Just play Xerxes. If he doesn't play Xerxes and then play Cunha in the false nine, that tells us everything we need to know. So that means that this is not down to the board anymore. This is down to Amorim. That's just me. Amorim just doesn't like the guy, you know. And that's unfortunate because regardless as a coach, if you like somebody or not, everybody deserves a fair chance. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Mount. I think he's going to be Mount that comes in the team, and then Cunha probably play the false nine, or he's going to try to play Dermo and Cunha up front. I think that's really bad. I think Cesco should play, me personally, but I don't think it's going to happen. People, please get involved in the vote, and when you're there voting, please smash a like as well. I think Cunha is really wasted. Cunha likes to pick up the ball. He likes to be part of the action. He doesn't like playing as a false nine. He does not. He looks frustrating. We saw that in the last game against Spurs. He wasn't effective at all as a false nine. I'd rather they play Bruno as the false nine if they're going to do that. What do you think about that, Luani?
Yeah, I agree with you because it's not even the fact that he likes playing false nine or not. Is that his profile is not the one of a false nine. He doesn't play the game. He doesn't see the game the way a false nine sees the game. If you compare Cunha to, for example, the last false nine that we've seen in the Premier League, I would say Firmino. You see, I mean, they're both good on the ball, but you see the way Firmino plays the false nine, you have to have a certain level of unselfishness to your game, and then you also have to play with your head on the swivel all the time so you could pick up the runners on both sides of you when you drop down. Xerxes can do that. That's the funny part. We have somebody in the team that can already do that. But Cunha is not that type of player. Cunha is I won't say he's a touchline winger, but he's somebody that like to ball hug a lot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're good on the ball, like Cunha. And if you're not playing a system where we have a lot of passes, we have a lot of touches, and we're counting on individual brilliance like we do right now. So Cunha fit in this system, but he just doesn't fit as a false nine.
That's really interesting because for me, I don't like I think the best 9 we could have is Bruno because
Yes,
he takes
I
him out
agree.
of the middle because he likes to run all over the show, and I rather him running up there than being put down in the middle, like in the midfield. I would like to keep him away from there.
But
Windy
no,
asked the
today
question. One
with
second.
Bruno, right?
Yeah, Windy asked the question here. So just to explain to people, so Manchester United have got this history for 80 years. Manchester United have basically had one academy player on a first in the first team squad for about 80 years, right? I don't think any other football has for 80 years has had one of their academy players playing, being involved in a match day squad. So Windy asked the question: if Kobe goes on loan, who's going to be? I think he's going to be, what's his name? I forget his name. Kone. It could be Kone. It might be Kone that who comes in the squad, or it could be what's his name? I always forget, one of the defenders. Not obviously we bought Heaven. It's not going to be Heaven. It's going to be somebody else. But yeah, they'll put there because Ruben Amorim does not want to be the first guy ever to not have a academy player, a record that stood for 80 years. So yeah. Yeah, big up to the Norwegian people, by the way. Hey, listen, if you want to jump on, let me know. I can send you the link. But people, yeah, congratulations to Norway as well. Can we please congratulate to Norway? Congratulations to Norway, man.
That's great.
Haaland is going to play in the World Cup. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy for Odegaard. I'm so happy for Oscar Bob. I'm so happy for Eunice. Is it Eunice, the tricky, dynamic?
They have a good team, you know.
Yeah, they have a very good team. Their defenders are not so, but yeah, congratulations to them. And big up to them.
But when you have an attack like that, you just need your defenders to be as functional as possible, and this could work. Especially that it's a World Cup, so it depends. Also, the opponents are not like you go from a higher caliber opponent to like a lower caliber, if I can say so. So with a little bit of luck, they can navigate their group stage and find themselves in the knockout stage, and you know some magic can happen from there. It's anybody's game when you get to the knockout stage.
Yeah.
The team with Bruno as a false 9, like you said, is a good idea, but he's not even the best false 9 we have in the team. Xerxes is the best false 9 we have in the team. So playing Bruno as a false 9 will only come with the virtue that Amorim does not want to play Xerxes. But even if that happened, Bruno is not a complete false 9. He can run over the shoulder, but he doesn't have that. He cannot drop into the midfield and start knitting plays to his runners on the wing. He doesn't have that back to goal kind of skill in him. As far as he been at the team, I've never seen that profile that him play that way before. So I'm not sure if that can work. It could be a first time, but he'll be a bit more predictable to defenders, because as soon as they watch his videos, they're just gonna be all right. This guy is gonna be running over off the shoulder. So either we set our low block, or we just put somebody on him, or we set the offside trap. Either way, it's a bit too one-dimensional for me.
Okay. Interesting. Big up, people. Exa, I've sent you the link, bro. I've sent you the link. Jump on. Check your Twitter. Yeah. Check your Twitter. Yeah. I'm just so happy that we're gonna see some talented players, and I think attacking wise, Norway are gonna trouble teams. They're gonna trouble teams. Nigerians have been getting absolutely hammered, Luwani.
Oh, don't even do that.
I'm not doing it to you, Luwani. I'm not doing it to you. I'm just saying to you. But everybody thinks Congo are through. Congo are not through. They're gonna have to play one game. A game.
My dad is Nigerian. I'm Yoruba by origin, but I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched the Super Eagle in a long time, but last time I decided to watch the game, what I saw was horrible. That had nothing to do. The Nigeria I know, Because this
Used
team
to produce players.
is so overrated, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on the Rashidi Yekini, the Amokashis, the Ikpebas, and the Sunday Olise, and all of that. But now I don't know if I'm not saying that Osimhen doesn't have his merit as a striker, but come on, I've seen better strikers wearing the Nigerian shirt than Osimhen. Trust me.
Interesting. Yeah, it's going to be very. Listen, the like George Okocha.
Yeah,
You know,
JJ.
I mean,
I mean,
Kanu,
the Nigerian
yeah,
I know used to play
Kanu.
with a certain level of arrogance.
Yeah.
Like one thing you can do is get the ball off them, and they play. It's so like how you say? It's so like sometimes they play like they don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've seen them come back to what is that 3-1 down against Brazil of Bebeto and Romario doing Atlanta Olympic game, and then come back 2-0 down against Argentina. You know, that's the Nigeria I know. What I saw last time against Congo actually outplayed them, and they were just going long ball. Osimhen FC. Nah, Congo deserve to go through.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's an absolute shame. 100%. Big up. Udin says here, "Well, I thought Congo were through the way Saturday." Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. Like, no, they're not through. They have to play on one more game. So this
But the path is easy.
Is it? Who they're gonna play?
Yeah.
Congo? Who they
I think they're playing a South American team. I think so. They playing if it's not, I don't know if it's
South American
Colombia or Venezuela or something like that.
That's not gonna be easzy.
No, it depends which South American team we're playing. Because the South American team, they have like two groups. They have the ones that are elite that always cause, because they're very technical and they're very good on the ball. But some of them are like added to that, they have the physicality. Historically, we've always been able to compensate with that lack of technicality with physicality. But when you play other South American teams, especially the one that come from the elevated area, like the Colombia and the Uruguay, they can match our physicality. Those are the one we have issue with. So if it's none of the high-rated team, I'm pretty confident they will go through.
Yeah, so the next opponent is saying here it's not known. So the draw's not been made. So they don't know who they're going to play, Congo. We don't know who they're going to play. But it could be that they might play somebody from Latin America. People, please smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Big up to Stephanie Griven. Big up to everybody. Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm going to get the next 5 fixtures up in a minute. But hopefully we're going to get it. I always forget his name. Is it Helgi to join us? Jump on. I've sent you the link on X. So if you want to jump on, yeah, push the likes up. We should have signed Neves instead of Ugarte. What a player Neves is. Yeah, big up Derbyshire. Big up. Was it Victoria Derbyshire? Was that your name? Nura, we played 120 minutes twice in 3 days. The fatigue killed us. Yeah. Now, all I'm saying to you, people were bantering Nigerians, but I'm like, that's a bit too harsh, actually. I didn't like people bantering Nigerians. I really didn't. But apparently Nigerians were giving it. Apparently Nigerians were like, oh, we prefer to play Congo.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. No, then we like giving it. So I have no problem if people are bantering us at this time. That's okay. You know.
Yeah. Who do I think can create a shock in the World Cup? I think Norway are going to beat. Nobody wants to play Norway. I'm telling you now. With that firepower, Oscar Bob, that Eunice kid on the width. They've got another guy on the width as well. I mean, that's the third time in the history of Italy they were beaten. Yeah, I don't know where they are. I think they're busy. They're busy. Big up Steph though. Appreciate you. But let me just go back to the poll. Who's replacing Cesco in the lineup? Mount 64%, Sersky 32%, Kobe Mainu 20. No, actually 2%. Wow, that's how much down in the thing he is. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. But coming back to Manchester United, let's have a look at these fixtures, Luani. Let me just share these fixtures. And let me just show people the fixtures that Manchester United have. Let me get Manchester United next fixtures up. Tables. Where are we in the table? Manchester United are 7th as we speak. Go to fixtures. So we'll show this bit first, the first 2 games, and then we'll go from there. Big up to my people. Please keep smashing the like mods. Get on it. There we go. Let's have a look. So we've got here Manchester United Monday. I'll be going to that game. Everton, 8 o'clock kickoff. Then the next week, Sunday, on the 30th of November, Crystal Palace at 12:30. We've not won there, I think, for a while. So it's going to be very interesting. And then we go into December. We play West Ham at home, 8 o'clock, another Monday and Thursday, actually. I'll be going to that game. Then Monday, the 8th of December, we play Wolves away. Then the 15th, I'll be going to that game. Monday the 15th. And then we've got Sunday the 21st December, we've got Villa. Then Newcastle on the 26th of December. And then Wolves again. I'll be going to that Tuesday night game as well, the 30th of December. Yeah, the day before New Year. So it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, what are you thinking to these fixtures, Luani? Where do you think we can get points? Talk to me about the games. Do you think we can? We've been the only positive this season for me is that our home form. The home form has been good. So we've won predominantly all our home games. So let's have a look. Let's see how many home games we have actually. Let me just go back to this. So just bear with me. So we've got one there. We've got one in November. This is the end of this November, yeah? How many we got? How many home games we got in December? 1, 2, Bournemouth, West Ham, Newcastle, and Wolves. We play Wolves twice, but yeah. Okay. So we've got out of the how many games are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out of the 8 fixtures to help finish the going to the new year to 2026, we've got 4. Well, we've got 1 there, 2 there, got 3, 4, 5 home games. So do you think Manchester United have enough what it takes to win those 5 home games, Morani?
Well, I think our record will depend on the nature of the opponent that we play. If they are conservative, or if the opponent, if the opponent is expansive. So, off of the top of my head, when I look at those fixtures, the only expansive opponent that I see in there is Crystal Palace, because they will probably attack us based on the fact that they play the same system as us, but they just play it better, and their players are more apt to execute it better than our players. So they will attack us. So that game can be the one that's the unpredictable one in which we get some points. That's possible. But looking at Everton and knowing what David Moyes does, they're not gonna come at us. So that's just that game is in the air. I don't know if we're going to. We should be getting points from them because we're a superior opponent than them. But then, with that being said, we have 18 points. I think they are at 15 points. So if they beat us, that's incentive enough to try for them to win the game. And the next fixture I'm looking at after the Crystal Palace one is the West Ham one. That's an interesting one because I'm not sure, but I think Nuno Espirito have found something with that West Ham team. He's found a formula that's working for them. I think if I'm correct, they've won 2 in a row or 3 in a row, if I'm
I
correct.
think it's
So
two. I think it's two.
2
I
in a
think you
row.
named two.
So yeah, they actually rolling. They play well. I've watched a couple of their games. They play very well. They have very experienced players as well. So that one we need to be careful of. Now the one I'm certain we will get point of is the Wolf game. You can
But
tell.
they've got a new manager. There's going to be a new manager bounce.
If they want to get their new manager bounce, then it shouldn't be against us. They can look for that somewhere else. But we should be beating them. It's a team in disarray. Coming from the international break where they get a new manager, I don't think that they will be able to sustain if we put pressure on them. So that one, I think that's as close as a 3-point guarantee that we can have. Every other game is a toss-up. But the surprising one for me will be I won't be surprised if we get points against Crystal Palace, even though they are a superior opponent with the same system.
Yeah. People, right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the poll. Let's have a look at the poll, right? The likes. Let's get the likes up, people. Let's get the likes up. Let's get at least.
If I'm correct, the last
let's
time
get
we
100
played
likes for the
Everton,
stream. It's the minimum. 100 likes for the stream, people. It's the
the
absolute
last
minimum.
time we played,
We've not even got 50 likes yet.
Right?
Who's replacing Cesco? 66 Mount, 32 Sesko, 2% Kobe.
Yeah. I think we play Everton in the preseason, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did.
In that tournament. And they did a number. They did a number on us. I remember they were going long to Beto, and Beto would just knock it down to their wingers, and they were having a field day. So
yeah, they were.
I'm not sure if that's going to change this time around.
They were. They were having a field day. They were having a field day. But so what do you think? West Ham, 3 points, you reckon?
No, not on their current form. And they are a better team than their position in the table. Because I watched the game, they play very fluid football. It's almost as if, when you talk about Nuno's teams, you talk about defensive and being very conservative. But this West Ham team is not playing like that. They are attacking. And they have experienced strikers. I think he's starting Callum. What's his name? Callum. I forgot his name. The guy that used to be
Callum
at Newcastle.
Wilson.
Callum Wilson. Yeah, he's starting Callum Wilson. And Callum Wilson, regardless of what he said of him, his age, he's a very experienced Premier League striker. I've seen some of his goals. He's a problem. And they also have Paqueta. Their midfielders their combination of midfielder, I believe, is more balanced than ours. And that their winger Somerville, he's a problem as well. So we need to be careful. That's the team I'm more worried about. And that's the one that I cannot really predict because they have many weapons on their team. When it comes to Everton, I think we can make. I mean, we can. I won't say that we can make easy work of them because it's a David Moyes team. They're not going to come and attack us. They're going to play with one ball, and it's proving that we don't really deal with one ball and low block really well. And if that's what they come to do, it will also be a spicy one. The only one I foresee is for a win is the Wolf game, because they are just at the bottom of the table and they're a mess right now. And then the Crystal Palace game, just because they will be open and they will leave space that we can exploit. So, if I were a betting man, it would be 3 points with Crystal Palace and 3 points at Wolf.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think this Everton team has improved a lot. I think Monday's game is really important because Monday's game can tell us a lot to see how we've come back. We're the last to play, so we're not playing straight away. The players should be here already, coming back Thursday, Friday, maybe. You know, Brazil played in Europe. Our only player that actually is not even in the starting lineup at the moment, who's traveled to Latin America, I'm guessing is Licha, maybe Ugarte. So I don't know who else has traveled some long distances, but yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Let me just see who Brazil played tonight. And I think they were playing in France. Let me just look at scores and fixtures from tonight. Spain take it 2-2. Wow, Belgium beat Liechtenstein, smashed them. Crazy. International friendlies, Japan, Bolivia, South Korea, Ghana. Ghana got the Ivory Coast beat Senegal, Kenya. Wow, 8-2. Angola, Zambia. Saudi Arabia. I'm glad. Big up Algeria. Chile beat Peru. Morocco,
Brazil,
Uganda.
1-1. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I can say, the North African teams are very competitive when it comes to the World Cup.
Yeah. They looks like they are. Let me just move this big up. How do you pronounce your name? Please help us to pronounce your name properly.
Helgi.
Helgi, big up Helgi. Welcome.
So
congratulations. First of all, congratulations are in order for Norway reaching their only second World Cup ever.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm born in 94, so I was only 4 years old. So this is the first time in my lifetime that we haven't been shit. So
wow. Yeah. How do you rate your defense? Your defense is interesting, apparently. You haven't got great defense, but you've got great attack, midfield and attackers, yeah?
I like, Rierson. He plays for Dortmund, so he is pretty decent. But the rest of them, Christopher Ayer, he plays for Brentford and is like vice captain, so he isn't too. So I would say if you would put it in a Premier League, I would say our defense is probably like 15th place altogether with the keeper. So it isn't like that bad. It isn't like championship, but but our attack is like, Nusa was linked to Real Madrid and Liverpool, and we have Sheldrup, who is one of the best. Sheldrup is one of the best in Portugal. So they are competing for one side, and then you have Oscar Bob, and then you have Ødegaard and Haaland and Sørloth and Jørgen Strand Larsen. So I think there's like not even Brazil or France or Germany. Everyone is going to be afraid of us. So no matter what team we meet, they are going to look like wow. So
who played on the right wing instead of Oscar Bob the other night? Who played?
His name is Christian Torstvedt.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, he is 10 minutes from where I am from, actually in Norway.
Wow.
But he is like how do you say it? He's like a cam, a central offensive midfielder. He's just like very, very work hard, but he's very like creative. You saw the first goal with Nusa when the guy who jumped over the ball.
Yeah.
That was Christian Torstvedt, but he is not going to start ahead of Bob. It was just was just to give him some play time because we were already through.
Yeah, that's really
Now, I'll be honest with you, I think they have the best. They might have one of the best attack in the World Cup.
Yeah,
honestly, because I look at France, apart from Mbappe, I don't see anything there. Spain.
No, all the teams kind of have. I just have to put up my cat.
Oh, bless you. They got Windy. Windy says here, European teams have issues playing in the heat in North America. There are only 3 air-conditioned stadiums selected for the game.
Yeah. I was thinking about this, that Norway, Norway, we are used to, like, in the summer it's 35 degrees, like really hot, and in the winter it's like 10 minus Celsius. So we are like used to big differences in we are used to big differences in
Temperatures.
every year, every month, kind of. So let's say in the summer, it's when it's 35 degrees, it's like almost too hot to just wear a shorts and a t-shirt. And in the winter, it's minus 10 Celsius and the coldest you ever experienced. And there is
What?
going to be a lot of temperature differences in the World Cup, because when they go to Canada, it will drop about 20 Celsius every time they go to certain places in Canada. So that can be difficult for some players, but for Norwegian players, it's how we've been living our whole life. So
What's the temperature in Norway now?
now it's zero. No, how do you say it? -2, and it's
Mind you,
snowing,
yeah.
and it's
Wow.
snowing and freezing, and it's blowing as well. So the wind is. It's cold inside every house, because even though you have heat on, it goes through the vents.
Where are you? Where are you in Norway?
I'm in the southwest in Stavanger.
Not
So
far
that's
from, not far from Oslo.
yeah, it's the opposite side. So Oslo is with Sweden, like the borders to Sweden. I'm closer to Newcastle than Oslo.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
I can just like from my living room, I can see like the, what do you say, the cruise ship or the
Yeah. The big
So
ships.
I can drive 10 minutes from where I live, and I can take like a ferry over to Newcastle, and that would take me shorter time than to go to Oslo. That's crazy.
Really?
Just over the pond.
So how long would it take you to go to Newcastle? A couple of hours.
I can. That's a funny question. I want to see. How long from New?
That's
for long
crazy. So yeah. Because Norway's not that big. Wow, you're that far away from Oslo. You must be at least 4 or 5 hours away from Oslo.
Yeah. More than that.
That's
Let
crazy.
me see. With I've never actually asked the question how it will take. Let me see. Full sailing. It says 24 hours with sailing, but I'm not planning on sailing.
No. You're going on a fast ship. Cruiser.
Yeah. It says 22 hours of sailing, but like.
No, you're not sailing.
Oh my God. Okay, but the AI isn't AIing, but because now it says, because I said no, I don't want to go sailing, and then it said, okay, then you can take a ferry to Denmark, and then from Denmark over to Newcastle, and I'm like, no. But
Wow.
it's
so Norway's
close.
quite far. Norway's quite far. Yeah. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Oslo's quite far. Oslo's quite far.
Yeah. And
anyway,
you know.
Yeah. Nick Nash is saying that. Big up Nick Nash. He says here, a lot of European teams are praying that they get to play the majority of their games in Canada, so it won't be in Scotland in the US.
Yeah, but at the same time,
in the US it can get to 40. 40 degrees.
Yeah, it depends. I guess it depends where the game is being played, because if majority of it is played on the East Coast or on the West Coast, it shouldn't be that much different in the climate from Europe, the continental Europe. But if the games are played in the Midwest, yeah, that's where in summer that's where the problem is, because if it's in Texas or Arizona, yeah, the temperature can go crazy over there.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem for the players from Europe, because like the summers in Norway get about 30, sometimes when it's crazy 35, and I go to Spain, Italy, France every summer, and every summer I try to plan it so it's 35 degrees. So Norwegian people, Belgian people, German people, French people, everyone is kind of used to the heat, so I don't think it's going to be like a problem for
Yeah, I think it'll depend. It'll definitely depend on where we are. Yeah, it'll definitely depend.
But Mexico is also part of it, right? In that case, then if the games are being played, sometimes they move it to there's, I don't know if they have a stadium called Stadio del Azteca or something.
Yeah,
if they move it there, the altitude can be a problem.
It's good night, Vienna. No European team can play in
Azteca.
Nobody has ever beaten Bolivia at home because they play in altitude. You can't breathe there. You walk up there, you're feeling sick. They always win Bolivia. Big up to Jarvis. Jarvis, we're just saying congratulations to Norway, the most exciting team to get through to the World Cup 2026. Such an exciting attack. Everybody's saying your defense is not great, but if your defense, one of them plays for Dortmund, the other's playing for Brentford, I think you'll do just all right, because I think you've got enough firepower to score goals. It was remarkable watching your boys against Italy the other night. At times, I was trying to count how many Norwegian players were on the pitch, because it seemed like you were playing with 15. That's how much control you had in the second half. That's how much you were dominating them in the second half. Every time you went forward, it looked like you were going to score. Congratulations. Is your boy excited? Norway in the first Women's World Cup. Is he excited, Philip?
Philip is excited. Every Norwegian I know is super excited. They want to see more, and we're actually looking forward to the international breaks now. As being a Norwegian, usually I hate it because of Premier League stops, but now I almost can't wait to see the guys perform again. It's not every day we beat Italy away, and it's a big scalp for us to take Italy. And I don't know where we are now at the FIFA ranking, but I think we will even move up higher now after this win against Italy and Estonia. So maybe we can come top 20 now before the World Cup. And I don't know if it has anything to say for the seedings, but as I understand, the draw will be 5th of December for the groups. Norway is seeded in Group 3. Group 1 is the host nations plus the big ones, France, England, Brazil, all of them, and I say Group 2 and 3 is fairly similar, and Group 4 is lesser teams, not taking any away from them, like New Zealand and other like unknown nations.
Smaller football nations, football.
Yes, but the funny thing is with the World Cup this season or this summer is. There will be 4 games in the group stage, not only 3 as we are used to, and both number 1 and 2 from each group will go through to the playoffs, and 8 of the number 3s will go through to the playoffs. So there's a fairly big chance that there will be at least 5 games for Norway, and if we can scrape through through the next group stage, we will actually play 6 games. So I see us going on a deep run in this tournament, with a little bit of luck in the draw. I think we can do quite well. So, but it's a tournament and it's a cup tournament, so anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, I have a question for Jarvis and Helga. Now,
Luani, one second. I wanted to come in and say, as far as I'm concerned, from what I read, you're not seeded yet, but you will have one of the powerhouses. But nobody wants to play Norway, whether it's Brazil, whether it's England, whether it's France, whether it's Germany, whether it's Spain, whether it's Argentina. You will end up in a group with one of the big teams. I know that for 100%. You will end up in a group with one of the big teams, and that's going to be interesting, because when you play other groups where they have the other big teams as well, it's going to be fascinating. Go ahead, Luani. But first of all, congratulations again. And let me just bring this in quickly. So we will try to work out who are Congo going to be playing. So it says so far the playoffs, including Congo, Bolivia, New Caledonia, Iraq, are waiting for 1 or 2 other teams to think. I think so. Yeah, that's what, because the way people were celebrating, you would think that it was people were basically what do you say? People were thinking that Ireland and Congo went through, but they haven't. They just got But Denmark are also in the qualifiers now, and when I read it last, it was just the Czechs, it was Poland, Republic of Ireland,
Italy.
Sweden. Is it Sweden? I think it might be Sweden.
No.
Is it Sweden? No,
Sweden is
not.
out.
Yeah.
Or Sweden have a chance going through in the because they are qualified through the what's the tournament that went in before the qualifiers?
The league, the something UEFA league thing. Yeah.
UEFA Nations League, yeah. So Sweden still have a shot of qualifying to the World Cup. So time will show.
Yeah.
My question actually was.
Let me just give the other European teams because I'm just trying to think who are the European teams. But go ahead, ask your question. Ask your question.
Yeah. So my question is about the Norway team. We see this young crop of players that are obviously very talented, and this formidable group coming through and doing what they're doing, playing the football that they're playing. Who can you credit for the ascension of this group of players? It looked like a lot of works have been done in the grassroots, and is it the Norway Football Federation? Because I didn't see them coming. I never heard of them on the 20, on the 17 or anything. It's like they just pop up out of nowhere.
Can I go first, Helge? Just
Yep.
I have some elements to add when it comes to this. When it comes to Norwegian sport, I would say in the Olympics, Calgary in Canada in 1988, the Winter Olympics. After that, in Winter Olympics, Norway came home with 0 gold medals. We took 3 silver medals and 2 bronze. And, that's terrible for us. We usually go at least 8 to 9 gold medals and a ton of silvers and bronze. Because we are good at biathlon and cross-country skiing and all those sports that no one else than the Nordic countries do. But after that, the Norwegian Sport Foundations found out that they were going to make something that called what's it called, the Olympiatoppen. A gathering
kind of a board who oversees everything.
Yeah, they have a board now of everything that sees through. So every top athlete from every sport meets up at one center in Norway. And they exchange ideas, they exchange training methods and how to improve. So all sports in Norway are in a way on top level, very
communicative.
Yeah, communicative. And also we don't have any competitions for kids up until they're 12 years. There's no league table, nothing. There's no winners. Everybody get a medal. So we have lots of kids coming into sports when they're still doing sports when they are 12, 13, 14 years old. Even if you suck, it doesn't matter. You keep on training. And a lot of young talents actually improve at the age of 12, 13, 14. And you can never know if they were going to be the best in the world when they were 8 or 9. So we keep them going and keep them training for a long, long time. And also when it comes to football, they started to do they call it the AstroTurf generation that came up. They started this project about 10 years ago, and now we can see the fruits bearing from all of this. They put out like small pitches, AstroTurf pitches, like 3-on-3 in every corner of Norway, in every community. Yeah. There's at least 5, 6, 7 of them, everywhere. So what kids do, they practice football, and now we see a lot of talented players, but you see we lack when it comes to defenders. There's mostly small technical players who's light on their foot, So this is why we probably struggle with defenders at the moment. But I have to say, when it comes to Norway, we have one extra player we can actually bring in who's really good, and that's the Bodø/Glimt goalkeeper Nikita Haikin. He's Russian, by the way, but he's lived in Norway. He's married to a Norwegian girl. He has Norwegian kids, as far as I know, and he's applying. He's applying for a Norwegian citizenship as we speak. And he will probably be the goalkeeper for Norway if he gets the citizenship improved. So it will be interesting to see. And you know, he's an incredible goalkeeper.
Yeah, like
if you saw Helge's reaction now, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Who
Luani,
does he play for? Who does he play for?
Bode
Glimt.
Glimt, the Bode Glimt
Oh,
goalkeeper.
yeah, the goalkeeper. Yes.
Nikita Haikin. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Russian.
and Luani, like you said with the AstroTurf and everything, I could almost, if I stand on my porch, I could almost like throw a rock in the ocean because I live so close to the sea. And there is like a beach, and just 5 meters from the beach there is a random out of place AstroTurf. So even here, like it's put on the most weird places. Like if you come here in the summer and think you're going to like enjoy ice cream at the beach, and then suddenly there's like a 5-a-side AstroTurf right along the beach. So I think that has done that when families then go to the beach, that some kids just meet. They are meeting family, or in the summer, like everyone is just more playing football now since it began like 10 years ago.
Nice.
About 10 years ago, yeah.
So I think that, and a factor that Jarvis didn't mention that I think is also very important is faith. So when you see, when other people see Bode Glimt doing good because of what Jarvis said, but Haaland, Sørloth, and everything, you can see this always when like Modric and Mandzukic and everyone did good for Croatia. Why does suddenly Croatia starts to get a lot of talents? So I think these things also kind of impacts nations.
Yeah, inspiration.
Okay.
Be inspired, Inspiration,
and like faith, because my nephew is 10 years old, and when I was 10 years old, who was I supposed to be like? Oh, I want to be like John Carew or Jonathan Reese, who played for Liverpool, which I hated. Those were kind of the only ones I could.
Oh,
Joshua King. But yeah, so I didn't have kind of. Norway was shit. Norway was doing poor in we didn't play in Europe. We didn't have a Bode Glimt. It wasn't like a big dream for me when I grew up. So I think that is also.
Can't beat the Norwegians in skiing though in the Olympics, in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, but
everybody wants to be a skier.
And
now everybody wants to be an Odegaard, Haaland, Oscar Bob.
Yeah,
everybody wants to be them. Nobody wants to ski anymore. Everybody wants to play football.
Nuruddin,
everybody wants to play football.
Nuruddin, while Jarvis talked, I googled how long will it take from me to drive to Jarvis, and do you know what the answer was?
12 hours.
29 hours
of
driving with no break.
The same country? What's going on?
And it's small. Norway's not that big.
Yes,
no,
it's long.
It is.
It's long.
I think it's further than if you go from Brighton all the way up to Edinburgh or something. Yeah, Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So for me, driving to Oslo is about 8-9 hours, but driving to my good Mr. Jar, it would take 29 hours, and that's no stop. And the map actually said it will take me 1 hour less if I drive through Sweden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. That's enough of World Cup qualifiers. That's enough of celebrating.
Let's start with Man United.
Our Norwegian brothers and sisters. We're so happy for them. Do you know that? I don't know if I told you before, but my niece and nephews are Norwegian. They're born in Oslo. Like my siblings live in Oslo. You know, so I sent them in the WhatsApp group. I messaged. They were all cheering. They're so excited. You know, and I'm just like, I'm so happy. Yo, big up to your realist one. Big up. Appreciate the love. The algorithm's algorithming, and we're shadow banned, so we're getting, but it's all good. We'll carry on. Aspect of it, I'm not gonna lie, I've lost motivation because people don't even like the video. People who watch the video, people don't like the video, and it's quite demotivating to take time out. Jarvis will tell you it's not easy doing YouTube when you've got a job and everything and you've got life. It's not easy.
No.
You know what I mean? Loads of times my friends are doing some fun things and I'm sat here with you guys. And now YouTube is punishing us, but we're never going to sell out the people, the Congo, the Sudan, the Palestine, the Lebanon. We're never going to sell out any of those people. We're always going to keep our integrity. But the least you can do as audience is just to like the video.
Yep.
I just wanted to bring up quickly, and I'll ask Olga and Jarvis. You're going to have to correct me because I'm dyslexic and I sometimes mispronounce people's names. But who's replacing Cesco in the starting lineup? 59% Mount, 36% Zertsky, Kobe's 4%. So I'll go to Jarvis first. Jarvis, obviously Cesco was out for they reckon up to 6 weeks. That's what I'm hearing.
4 weeks, but most likely more, yeah.
6 weeks they reckon, because by the time he finds fitness and then he's training, it's gonna be about till he's ready. You know, we don't want to rush him back for him to do something. So, you know, first of all, I'll ask the question: who is going to be? Who do you think Amarim is gonna use to replace him, and who would you like to see in the starting lineup to go into the starting lineup? So first, who do you think Amarim's going to do, and then who do you think you should do? What Amarim is going to do, and what do you think you should do? Same to you, Helga. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, the obvious choice would be Xerxes, number 9 or 9.5, as he called himself. He can go in and do a job, but what we lack, you know, Xerxes is a holding striker, and no, Cesco is a holding striker, and Xerxes a dribbling striker. We talked about it the other day. So, but as we said, what we lack is actually a shooting striker, a striker who can finish and score goals. So I don't know if I'm the biggest Xerxes fan at the moment. I like him. I think he's good, but I think I would rather go with Sesko or Cunha as the number 9, and put in Mason Mount. You have so many options. Even Kobe Mainu can play as a 10. Bruno can play as a 10. We have so many number 10s. But I think both Cunha and Mbumo. But most likely, I like Mbumo better as the number 9, because I think he's a higher work rate, and I like Cunha better when he's deeper in the pitch. So for me, I would replace him with Mbumo until the AFCON starts. But who do I think Amarim will choose? I think he will choose Cunha as the number 9. He's been doing it so far. I think he sees Cunha as a threat, because Cunha will bind up the 2 centre-backs and create space for the number 10s. Cunha can hold up the ball. He's a constant threat, and he can turn on the ball, so they have to follow him every time he drops. So you have the opposite movement every time Cunha drop. If you have number 10s who like to run, like, for example, Mbumo, he can run in the space that Cunha leaves behind. Is it the best solution? I don't know, but I think this is what Amarim likes to do.
Okay. Go ahead, Helgi. You see Helgi?
Yeah,
go ahead, Helgi.
So Jarvis, you think then when we play Cunha as a striker that he will play then Mount
or Ahmad, or
yeah.
Mount or Ahmad, most likely, I believe. Yeah.
I think Amarim will do the same. I think that's what he will do, is just because even when we had Cesco fit and ready and everything, he has still chose to go with that team. So now that Cesco is out, I don't see him changing it. But so that's the first question was, what do you think Amarim will do? And that's what I think he will do, is just use Ahmad and Mount, and then Cunha up top. What I would do, It's probably because I'm a bit biased towards Mainu, because I just really want to see that guy play. So I would love to then somehow put Bruno one further up, and then free up the space to Mainu in the midfield. But like people say, like he has to deserve to play, and we don't know if he does. But that's just from my ego point of view, that I want to see Mainu play. So I think we could play like Bruno as a false nine, or we can put Cunha on top, or put Bruno in Cunha's spot, because that left 10, I actually think that is Bruno's best position. If he could choose any position on the pitch, it's probably coming in from the left as a 10. So when Cesco is out now, I would love to see Bruno playing there, but just to see Mainu. But I don't know. He probably won't do it, but I just, like I said, I'm just biased and want to see Mainu play, and I don't even know if he behaves the right way, or if he deserves it, or if his performances have justified him even playing. I don't know, but some people are kind of biased towards players, and I have no problem admitting that I like some players more than I like other players, and I can just fully admit that I just want to see that guy play football, because I love every touch he has and every pass, even when he's out of form. So that's just me. But yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Basically, Kobe is just training hard. He's not being a problem to nobody. And I'm a big believer in professional top level football. You need at least 4 games of 90 minutes for you to be sharpness. Yeah. So the reason having 50 minutes, 10 minutes here and there, 20 minutes here and there, you're not going to be fully activated. And that's on Amorim at the end of the day. For me, the gaslighting has to stop. Bruno and Casemiro are not the answer, and they will never be the answer. Casemiro's been maybe decent on the ball at times, sometimes, but for me, off the ball, and especially when you go away from home, off the ball, that's it. So the only bright spot that I can think about this season has been the home form. Other than that, we lost the first home game, we won the rest of them. So I'm hoping that.
And also, when you take out Casemiro, everything kind of falls apart as well.
Well, he can't. To be fair, he can only give us 55 minutes or 60 minutes.
Yeah.
He can't play any intense level for more than 60 minutes. And by the way, also, those of you go and check out the stats. Bruno also gasses out at 60 minutes. And that's when he makes the mistakes. He starts to give the ball away after the hour. That's where he tends to make some mistakes. I would actually play Bruno as the false nine. I actually genuinely do believe that Cunha likes to come and drop in, and he likes to get involved in things, and he likes to drop in on the half. And I actually think sometimes he offers us, because he's so good at holding the ball, he offers us something different. Mbeumo can go in behind. But I think Bruno, for me, I would put up there, and I agree with Helga. Or I just bring Xerxes back into the team, because I enjoyed, the only part of football that I enjoyed last season is when Sesko was on the football pitch. Because there was somebody who was willing to take the ball down, willing to connect with the players, willing to play the right pass, connect, and actually have some assurance on the ball. And we've not had that. That's what I would like to see, but I don't think it's going to happen.
What do you call it in American football? The guy who is taking the ball and like running. Is that
the running back?
Yeah, the running back. I feel like Cunha is. Plays football like that he likes to come from the
he
deep.
hugs the ball a lot.
And he takes the ball and he just says and because he always drop deep, because it's different, like Firmino, he dropped deep in a different way to Cunha. I feel like, because Cunha, when he drops deep, it's not to kind of link up the same way. It's kind of like he picks the ball and just runs at it. And then I remember that when he was at Wolves and played against us, that he was always picking up around with Wan-Bissaka and Shaw and like in the half spaces, and then he would just run at our goal. And I was like, wow. And I feel like you lose that when you play him as a 9. So
it's going to be very interesting for me. I never so far, Kunya, anyway, you have to be, to play up the top, you have to be super disciplined. And if you don't, if you want to get some inside information, please look up Wayne Rooney explaining how he never wanted to play there. Wayne Rooney never wanted to play there. The first season he played there, he became goal scorer, 30-something goals. And he said he hated it because he said you had to be so disciplined when you're playing up front by yourself as a lone striker, because he used to be the number 10, like him and Sahar played, him and Van Nistelrooy sometimes played. But as the lone guy, it's really difficult. And it's only certain players who can master that skill to be able to play that. Yeah, so to be able to play that. So I actually think he gets more frustrated. He hogs the ball more. But I think when he comes deep and drives, he likes to play combination. We already talked about, me and Luani already talked about the fixtures, what to get from what in terms of the amount of games. I can quickly just show you guys again the amount of games that we have.
Can you ask Jarvis just point blank how many points from the next 8, and then you ask me.
Yeah, I can ask you. Yeah,
that would be funny. No explanation,
you,
just from the next 8.
Yeah. So for me, I'm looking at the home games because we've been good. That's been the best thing about Manchester United this season. It's been the home games.
Yeah.
So 2, yeah, we're playing Everton on Monday. The second one, West Ham here, and then Bournemouth, who beat us last season. But there's 2 seasons in a row we're playing. So that is 3 home games, 4 Newcastle, 5 Wolves. So 5 home league games, and we've got 8. We've got 3 away games. How many points are we getting, Jarvis?
In the next how many games?
8 games. We've got 5 at home, 3 away.
Yeah, that's potentially 24 points. If I'm right, so in 8 games, 5 away. Let's say we win all the home games. That's 15 points, and out of the next 3 away, let's say we win 1, lose 1, and 1 draw. So we could take actually 7, 18, 19 points out of 24. I think that will be achievable.
That's crazy. I had 19 in my head as well, so we're matching up there. I think we're going to take, because people say, that team can be difficult, that team can be difficult. Yeah, well, we can be difficult. And also, I think I would be more worried of those fixtures last year, but I feel like against the low block teams, when we meet the teams that are going to make it difficult for us, it will not be as difficult for them to just sit and lie and defend this year, because we have better players, and the players we had last season has more confidence than last season. So I feel like if a team just sits and defends in 80 minutes for us, I'm pretty confident that some of our players like Mbeumo or Cunha or Bruno or someone will then shoot and score or make something out of nothing outside the box. So I'm more confident. I think about 3rd place till the new year, but I'm a bit optimistic. I would rather be optimistic and be a bit disappointed than just going and expecting every game to be a draw. So yeah.
I know. I come from a standpoint where I look at the Amorim experience, and I don't see any future with it, especially if we don't know if they're going to back him in January or not. That would tell us a lot about if they believe in him or not. But the whole experience, I don't just believe in it. I believe we're just staging. We're wasting valuable time. So at the end of the year, we have to reassess the whole project, and they will have to make a decision. I believe they're just trying to con us. The Glazers family and Ineos by extension, they know deep down that these projects really cannot win in this league, or cannot bring us to a place where we want to be. But it's their job as marketeers to sell it as much as they can, and hoping that Amorim can squeeze as much juice out of it and make a believer out of us. But I don't think it's going to happen. I believe they are better team, there are better coaches, there are better coach teams in the league, and I don't know. I just don't think it will work.
But
Just
Luani,
not being negative. It's an honest assessment.
don't do you believe that Man United can get better? Because I think we have seen an improvement from the squad, so far. We only play one game a week, and game by game, we see small improvements, not massive improvements, but I see patterns repeating itself. I clearly see now the diamonds when we build up. I clearly see what we're trying to do. We see much more diagonal runs and dragging out. We don't play for ourselves anymore. I see a lot of these players actually trying and starting to understand. You see the center backs, the wide center backs, much better in pushing up into the midfield. Not perfect, but you see improvements if you compare with last season. Last season was a disaster. Now, let's say last season we were on 10%, and now we are maybe on 25 to 30%. So we have had then a 20% improvement. And in going in the next couple of months, we could improve even 10% more. So this could even be better. What holds us back is the AFCON. We will miss Mbumo, Ahmad, and Masraoui, and also the injury with Xerxes. And we'll also see that players like Bruno and Casemiro maybe will gas a little bit out because they played almost every minute so far this season. So, there are things holding us back that could go wrong. We could see more injuries. We could see suspensions. But I also feel that that Amorim actually is coaching this team right now. We have a manager or a coach who's actually doing things on the pitch, and we see them improve. So, I'm not trying to gas everything and see, but I think in the next 8 we play Wolves 2 times. We play West Ham. We play, but we have a couple of difficult games. That's Bournemouth and that's Crystal Palace. I would say those are the main games that will be difficult, and probably Newcastle at home. We always struggle with Newcastle because of their physicality, and they always seems to show up when we play them. Joe Linton and all of them is always up for the fight. So there are, let's say, three games that's super difficult. Besides that, I think they're all winnables.
Let me try to answer your question. You say if I believe we're gonna get better. I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm also glad you brought up last year. So when you say if I believe we're gonna get better, I'll say better compared to what? Better compared to last year. Last year we finished 15, and by our metrics, no, didn't say very well, and I concur with him that if it was not for the fact that the other 3 teams in the league were so bad, we could have gotten relegated. Okay, now if we got better compared to last year, that's possible, but it will not be good enough to still best some of the team in the league or get to where we want to get. And then if we get better, would it be by virtue of Amorim's coaching getting better, or would it be by virtue of the fact that we got better players and now we can convert chances that last year we were not able to convert? So these are questions that I'm struggling to answer.
But Luani, I think also things is context in the form that if I feel like when people talk about last season, 15th, I think that is just because you don't like 3 at the back or Amorim, because I think context is very important. That Amorim took over a side that, to be fair, the players hated each other, not disliked. There are players in that squad that don't want to see each other in the eyes. There are players in that squad who put out fake rumors about different players because they want to play instead. It was a shit show when Ten Hag left that club. So when he left, everything was so bad that it couldn't get worse because the players already wanted Ten Hag out in May. When Amorim then took over, he took over a very poor team that didn't like going to training every day. Okay. And then we come to January, and for the culture, he get rid of toxic environments like Rashford, like Anthony, we would have done better if we had Rashford last season, no doubt, if he didn't go on loan. And Anthony, we needed more players because we just got rid of players and didn't have more. But it was like everything was going so poor, and then he even got rid of players that could have been important for us, but for the long term and for the culture and for the togetherness. And then he gets rid of them. Okay. And then we come to February, March, where we barely, if you remember, we barely had 11 fit players that wanted to play for Manchester United at that point. The players were so fed up, they were exhausted, they were injured, there were fitness problems. And I remember when I saw like previews for games by fan channels, it was hard to put only 11 players on the pitch, okay? And then we went in the Europa League. So the manager was like, okay, I can't play every 3 games, so I have to choose. And he went all out on the Europa League, and it got us right to the final where the players bottled it. And that's where the kind of league went totally to shit. And my point is, if we were not in the Europa League, or if we had just a normal squad of 20 players, we could have at least had rotation. But he went all out on that. So my thing is, if he said, okay, let's don't care about the Europa League, let's care about the league, we would have been in like 9th, 10th, 8th, or something like that. It would still be shit, but then people wouldn't have been saying, oh, we ended 15th. But if we ended in Champions League and got the millions for the Champions League and bought amazing players, none of the same guys would have been complaining about him going all out on the league. It would have been looked at as, wow, that was very smart of him to go all out. Don't care about 10th, 15th, 9th. That doesn't matter, because we won the Europa League and now we're in the Champions League and we got the Champions League money to buy good players, and everyone would be saying, that was smart of him. But because we lost, now it's suddenly 15th. Okay, and then we go to the summer now and to this season. We have played draw against Arsenal, who is the team that everyone thinks is so scary. We have drawn against them because Bayern did keep a mistake. We won against Chelsea. We won against Sunderland, who is pretty much on top of the league. We won away against Anfield for the first time in 9 years. We played almost only difficult opponents this season, and we're 2 points ahead of the top. So that's the kind of, because I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you can look at things in the dark way, or you can look at things like from the point of what would you do if you were in Amarim's shoes?
In the light.
Yeah.
In the light. But
because everything, like, hindsight is always such.
We're not talking about hindsight. We're talking about a 42-year-old coach with a 30-year-old number 2 coming from the Portuguese league, having no clue, changing the tradition of 140 odd years of Manchester United. We never played
but if he has no clue, why was he number 1 on the list to replace Pep and Klopp if he had no clue?
At the end of the day, that's happened before. Somebody's been number 1 on a list, they've gone there, they didn't work out, they got sacked. So we could say all these different things. For me,
I like the way he broke down.
Even West Ham said no. West Ham and Liverpool said no. So we can also say that Liverpool said no, West Ham said no as well, and we can give that perspective. For me, his in-game management is disgraceful, especially when we're in a neutral thing. I think the best thing that this season that we've done, I think we can compare everything to last season, but the best thing we've done is the home form. The home form, Manchester United are getting the ball up quickly. The attacking players up the pitch are closer together in games. And that's me with my eye. That's the eye test. You know, what I've seen in the home games. Away games, I think we're a disgrace. Some of the things that we do in away games is absolutely disgraceful. And what De Ligt came out with against Spurs, saying that we were tired when we've got a week off, is unbelievable for me. We played a team that played in the midweek in the Champions League. So
You see
and
what
you can look at
the
it
way
like you
the
said,
way you just broke it
with
down.
tinted,
The
let me
way
just
he
finish
just
one
broke it
in
down.
a tinted 1 second one in a very like light way, or you can look at it. But for me, I choose to look at it not in a light, not in a that, but the reality way. The reason why we lost that Europa League final, it was down to Ten Hag. His tactics were fucking horrendous. Let's be right. His tactics, his substitutions, all of it was shite. We did not have a clue what to do. And at the end, we played against two guys. They took control of the midfield. They went 1-0 up and they defended. And if you would have studied what happened, there's a video of me on Saeed TV on a Straight Jacket podcast, and I'm breaking it down for them. I think it might have been straight down, but I'm breaking it down how Spurs were going to win the game with Saeed and Musa. And people were like, oh, you're so negative. And it's exactly what I said happened. I said, if you looked at Postecoglou, he went super defensive in the Europa League. He was just about getting the results and getting over the line. And Amorim, what we were doing in that, it was disgraceful. It was one of the worst finals I have ever in my life watched Manchester United compete in. No clue, no hope. Soon as they scored, game was over. You knew it, they knew it, or everybody knew it, where we were never going to score. That to me is, I don't blame him. I blame the people who bought him here. I never blame Amorim, but I don't think he is right for Manchester United. I genuinely don't believe that in my heart of hearts. I do not, because I think if Manchester United were a proper football club, they would not be getting somebody like Amorim in English football. They would not be getting somebody like him with that lack of experience, with that lack of know-how at the stage where he is as a coach. They would not be getting him. But we have what we've got. We can't moan about that. We have what we got. We have him. It's their man. And to be fair to them, they're backing him. Say what you want about this guy. They're backing him. So, and like I said, I'm just looking at this season. I'm trying to not ignore last season. I'm looking at this season. Away from home, we're a disgrace. At home, that's been the best thing. The best thing's been the home games. Go ahead, Luani.
No, what I want to say, I like the way he broke it down and he went quite in detail. But it's always all about perspective, right? So when Amorim was coming in, I didn't know him personally. I didn't know much about him, but I was quite happy that we were getting a new coach. He's young, he's vibrant, he have new ideas, and he seemed to have a certain personality about him. So I wish him very well. But I come from a perspective where I've seen over his tenure. If you talk about last year, for example, we can say, oh, it's last year, right? But when you refer to it, it's almost like you're saying it's yesterday. But last year was 12 months ago that he was here, right? In the same way, when you refer to last season, when he got rid of everybody that he didn't want at the team, we can refer to it as last season. But last season was what, 4 months ago, right? So the consensus is that when you come to a team, there is a certain level of expectation. There is also a timeline to meet those expectations. When that timeline, after a year or whatever, or after a year, we can say, hey, you know what? Okay, maybe that was not his team. He had to go through a lot. The mental state, the team was in disarray and this and that. He had to get rid of some players. But we can all agree that when he started this season, the first 11 that he have over there, to a certain extent, are the first 11 that he chose to coach. Those are his men. Those are his soldiers. All I'm asking for is a certain level of consistency. I want to be able to establish a clear difference between what the addition of talent can do to a team or what the coaching can clearly do to a team. But when I watch us, I don't think we have established a certain pattern of performance, not result, performance enough to say that clearly there is a difference in the coaching. We are not like, I will see the goals the opportunities that Mbomo are scoring. He's quite clinical. We're having the same opportunities last year with Rasmus and with Garnacho, and he was not. They're just not making the right selection of shot or the right selection of passes. So how can I sit down here and honestly say that, wow, Amorim is doing a fantastic job in coaching and not deduct that it's just a change of personnel. So you see, that's the dilemma that I'm stuck with. And until somebody can prove me to the contrary, I will always sit on the fence on this one.
Yeah, I feel I see 100% what you're saying, because the last thing you said there is very key, because you said a kind of with facts and evidence kind of, and that's kind of where I look stupid and people who want another manager look smart, because you all that don't believe in Amorim or the thing that is going on now, you have this long list of why unexperienced and why.
Helge, just 1 second. For me, it's not about. To me, it's all of them out.
Yeah, but that
I'm not.
I agree.
For me, I'm like I don't blame Amorim because he didn't bring himself here. It's these people and Ineos and Glazers who have agreed to do this.
Yeah, but
do this.
I
for
agree.
me, all of them have to go. For me personally, I don't blame him. I actually, like I said, I feel sorry for him, but he's out of his depth. That's my humble opinion.
Yeah, but
I think the home games,
opinion.
the home games, he's done well this season, and I give credit where credit is due. I don't think it's all on him. I'm not blaming him, everything on him. He's not being back properly. We talked about it on this channel. We talked about it on Tactical Devils. We said at least 7 players. We said 7 players.
Everyone.
They should have moved him last January. They should have backed him. If you're going to keep a coach, you're going to have to fully back him. You're going to have to try to fix the shortcomings, what he has, and reduce the gap. And also, even get somebody who is like an ambassadorial role, somebody who knows the club, to be like a number 2 to him. Just to say, look, this is no pressure. He's not going to take over your job. He's a liaison people who can just tell you what's going on in the league, what type of league it is. Somebody who's experienced. Pep Guardiola came. They got him Brian Kidd. Man City owners are not stupid. They got him Brian Kidd because Brian Kidd knows everything about the league. Pep Guardiola had all these coaches, but Brian Kidd is somebody who was giving him the league knowledge about the Premier League and the lay of the land in English football. But go ahead.
But
by the way,
I actually agree with you there, because one of the biggest proof that what you're saying is correct, you know what that is? That even the biggest supporter of Amorim or whatever, the biggest proof that what you're saying is right about the owners and everything about hiring Amorim is that there is no sane, in my opinion, no sane United supporter in the world that doesn't look at that team and say, well, that doesn't that team clearly suits a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 a lot more than the system that Amorim is having. Like our squad, our team suits that more when you look at it on paper, and that to me is saying that the owners is kind of failing him, because when you bring in a certain type of manager who plays the exact opposite of, and now we're sitting here in November 1 year later and saying, wow, if we could have played Cunha, Bruno and Mbumo and Cesco on top, and then Mainu could have played centrally with and Masraoui has a place in at the fullback and everything. I think that is also like a failing of the board, that we should look at this team now and say, well, after 2 windows, they have done what they can to support his system, and I don't feel they have. So I feel the fact that if we bring in a manager who plays 4-3-3, I think everything will just click in better. I think that is like a testament to the owners not having his back as well, in my opinion.
I'd like to go against this.
1 second, Luwani.
Right?
1 second, Luwani. We're gonna wrap it up, man, because I gotta get up early tomorrow, man. But Java, last comment from you. The only thing I'll just ask, if you can, do you think that, since we're on the topic, do you think Ineos will back him in January? Because we're gonna lose. It could be that we lose Brian Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Masraoui. If they go to the semi-finals, it could be 4 or 5 games, or even maybe 6 games.
Yeah, it depends what you mean about backing, because I think a lot of us has the fantasy that we are going to sign Elliot Anderson or Wharton or even Baleba in January. It's not going to happen. We're not going to sign the German guy. What's his name again?
Stiller.
And Stiller. And what options do we have now when it comes to January? I see we are looking at players, lately, yesterday and today, there came out some rumors about Semenyo and Guahi. I actually did a breakdown on Guahi. I did a video recording tonight. It will come out tomorrow morning, I believe. So look out for that one. And what I see is all these players we are linked to is for the future. It's not going to happen in the near future. So who are going to come in? It's João Gomez, the Wolves midfielder. Even though the price tag is hilarious, £44 million. I think we are trying to negotiate for him. And besides that, there's not many options. Also, when it comes to strikers, I heard names like Lewandowski.
Sorry, Jarvis, the internet dropped for a minute. Who did you say for 44 million?
João Gomez.
Oh,
yeah. My internet is terrible at the moment.
No, it's my internet. I think it's online as well.
Okay. But yeah, I think they will try to back him. But I think we are not stupid with the money right now. We are not going to spend a lot of money on players that not worth it. And probably we heard it saying there's no value in the market. That was Fergus saying in January. But I feel right now that January window is becoming a place where there's no value. I think we should go and try to sign someone who's Premier League proven. But if we're going to pay 44 million for João Gomez, I would rather spend 44 million on Sander Berge. I think he's probably the best DM in the Premier League for me. He has the composure, he has the pulse, as we talked about the other day. He knows how to stop with the ball, dictate the tempo, and keep the game flowing at the right pace, right speed.
Unfortunately, Jarvis, our coach does not believe playing like that in midfield.
Well, this is where I think we can evolve as a team, and I think even Amorim needs to understand this, because we can't play. Even Jurgen Klopp understood this. His first team was playing rock and roll football. He didn't have defenders. It's almost like Norway now. He didn't have defenders. He had the Skartel and all the terrible defenders.
Agger.
And he had Agger, the Danish guy, and he had Suarez on top and Sterling and people who could run, and they scored a lot of goals, and even with Salah, Firmino, Mane, they became an incredible force. But they had to take a step down because they lost the Champions League final against Real Madrid with Milner and Henderson and all these rock and roll people. So they had to bring in some people who could take care of the ball, because football is all about you also defend when you have the ball. It's not just about scoring all the time. You got to keep it to keep possession, because you need to recover a little bit in between. And I think this is where Amorim is going to fail a little bit, because we will burn out, and you can clearly see it. You saw it last season. We burned out, and now we see the same tendency. We lead by half time, and we drop in performance at the end of the game. So he needs to fix this, and he's not a stupid man. I think he will find a way to do this, and we need to bring in someone who can keep care of the ball. We have Kobe Mainu. We talked about Kobe Mainu being this player, and he might be, but most of these players who have the ability to slow down the game, to dictate the tempo, is older players who are in their pump, players in their prime, because it comes down to experience. Look at Pirlo, look at Modric, look at Rodri, look at all of these players who know how to dictate the game. They are in the late 20s, early 30s. So, I wouldn't mind signing Sander Berge, even though he's 28, 29 years of age. I think we could have him on for a couple of seasons, at least, maybe 3, to help us be better.
I agree. I think he's a fantastic player, but there is no evidence that I see from my scouting of Amorim before he even came to Manchester United tells me that he likes that type of midfielder.
Yeah, but he needs
Yulman.
Yulman was a upgrade.
Yulman is very close.
Yes, but the way when I watched Sporting, it was more about the 2 number 10s dropping, more about the bump pass, Jarvis, and the triangles, more about using the wing backs, more about ball carrying than it is about midfielders playing the ball. Midfielders had to cover a space.
Yeah,
that's what I saw even at Sporting Lisbon. But I mean, I could be wrong. Go ahead, Luani.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Noran.
No,
I think you're onto something, but I think he also needs to adapt to the Premier League and you know the tempo. We can't kill games by being up 3-0 at halftime by going 100,000 miles an hour because the quality in Premier League is that good. If you can't score, if you're only 1-0 up and you gas out, you have used all your fuel. You go into second half, you're done. You know, you will get punished. This is the Premier League. And Amorim, he will learn this. He's not experienced, but he's learning. And I believe he will evolve. He needs to evolve. That's the only viable option.
That's what I think as well, because what you said, Nuruddin, is not wrong. I actually think it's correct. And Jarvis is also correct that me and him we hope that he's learning that what he did in Sporting, he can't do in the Premier League. And that's kind of me and Jarvis's hope, is that every coach in the world is evolving themselves because they don't want to lose and they want to win. So that's kind of me and Jarvis's hope, is that he takes the best things from Sporting and kind of evolves it. But as you say, we need we need proof as well. And I think as well the midfielder who is older, because if you all remember Modric when he was at Spurs and when he moved to Real Madrid, he wasn't anything like the player he became when he became older. So I think Jarvis is spot on there with the age is critical for the calmness and the playing style of what we need, because Bruno is still kind of playing like he's 19 years old. So
yeah, he's not adapting enough.
No, not at all.
No.
I mean,
go ahead, Luani. Finish us
yeah,
up.
I think when it comes to managers, it cannot be about predictable pattern. It have to be about consistency, you know. And this is the issue I have with the coach, because right now we here talking about, after a year that he's been here, we're talking about what he should be doing instead of, and then we lamenting what he's doing. We're talking about hope. We hope he does this. We hope he does that. He's been here for a year now. You know, it's all going to be about your ability to adapt, not your ability to improvise. Everybody can improvise on the fly, do things, but the improvisation doesn't guarantee you consistency. But if you adapt, at least that guarantee you some victories along the line. So when it comes to Amorim, I'm sorry, but he just needs to do better. We here talking about the team, our next game. We know that we have a dangerous striker, but yet we understand that he have a backup striker in Xerxes that is tailor-made for that position. You just give him 2 runners in Cunha or Mbomo, or you want to give him Mason Mount or Mbomo, whatever combination, but Xerxes have to play if Cesco is not playing. But we are sitting down here, we don't know if he's going to play Xerxes. Just by the virtue of that alone, that decision that he's going to make, we don't know. It should be obvious to everybody else, you see, and that is the issue that I have. A manager should not tinker too much in terms of his selection. After a certain time that you spend on the club, you should have your first 11 penning. You should even have the backups like penning. The only thing you can tinker with is your instructions. When you give the instructions to the players, how they move on the pitch and whatever, that you can tinker with. But we sitting here, we don't understand why Kobe Mino is the 4th string on the. He clearly said Kobe Mino is a DM. And he's the 4th in the pecking order behind Bruno, Casemiro, and Ugarte. How is that even possible? And it's something we can't explain after a year. So that's where I'm sorry. That's how it's so difficult for me to support the project, because some things are just obvious, but he's not doing the obvious. And I don't say that Amorim doesn't know how to coach. I just think, like Nuruddin said earlier, I think the job is a bit too big for him. And I'm afraid that they might not give him the adaptation period that he requires to get used to it. He's caught in a headlight right now. And I don't know if he's gonna come out.
I actually disagree with what I actually think they're backing him. So they said the 3 years and whatever they said. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And by the way, I don't blame all last season on him. I blame that on Ineos and Glazers, because they're the ones who allowed what they allowed. But yeah, people, we could be live. We could be live all day and night. People,
Click on that. Click on that.
Hey, listen, all the Norwegians look like kings because Norway
Viking king.
I have a question.
Norway,
Is Tore Andre Flo Norwegian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember him in the days.
Yeah, that's how I said before. That's what I was saying.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea and the Glasgow Rangers.
And Fjordhoff. No, Fjordhoff is Norwegian as well.
He's Norwegian, yes.
Yeah.
He played for was Middlesbrough,
Swindon,
Swindon, yes, Swindon, Swindon. Yeah.
Middlesbrough, these teams, yeah. But people, listen, big up to every one of you.
But Nora, I don't want to hijack your stream. I know you want to finish off. I just want to show one more thing. I have the tactical board. I prepared something while you guys were talking. It will only take 2 minutes, and if you are in a hurry, I can wrap up the show, Nordin, if you need to go. I just want to show you this because we talked about improvements in Amorim's system, and for me, I drew up a couple of lines. You see passing lanes here from Sene Lammens up to Cunha and Mbumo. We clearly see this improving this season. What we also see is Casemiro and Bruno not playing side by side. They're playing Casemiro a little bit lower and Bruno a little bit higher. But Bruno's positional sense is much better this season, especially when we are playing out from the back. He keeps his position and either go to the right or to the left to help out what I put out here, the blue, that's the diamonds. So he's a part of creating the diamonds on both sides. And Casemiro just patrolling behind. And if you look at their heat maps, when we go into attack, Cunha go invert and Bruno goes into this area, Bruno's area. We know this from the old days. But he's only keeping himself here and here. So if you look at his heat map, he's not as indisciplined as he was last season in Bruno's defense. When it comes to Casemiro, a lot of people say that Casemiro keeps the central all the time, but actually he's not. Because on our defensive left side, it's Luke Shaw who's inverting as the DM, always patrolling, pushing up, pushing hard, and he also have a lot of help on the wing back, especially when Dalot plays. Dalot takes a lot of defensive responsibility. Even though he sucks, he helps out. So they double up on our left side. It's on the other side. If you look at Casemiro's heat map, his heat map is actually in this square. And why do you think this is Casemiro's main position during games? It's because of these two guys. We have Ahmad and Mbumo pushing up high. So someone needs to patrol the area behind them. And this is Casemiro's role in this system. And Bruno is going on the left side. So I clearly see these patterns going on and how we play and how Amorim sets up this team. And I find it quite interesting. But I don't think he wants Bruno and Casemiro to actually do these roles. Casemiro being in this area and Bruno being in this area. I think he wants a more dynamic midfield and players who can actually involve themselves into the game much better. Casemiro is the guard dog.
Can you please pause it right there? I've seen the same pattern. Him did the same thing last year, but instead of Bruno and Casemiro, he had Bruno and Ugarte. Remember last year, there was Casemiro at first when he first came, and I remember a game he was telling Casemiro to go forward. But the issue is that Casemiro doesn't have the leg to come back. So he started benching him for Ugarte, right? Now, you remember last year, there was a point where Ugarte was the one that was always hanging in the almost in the final third, taking shot on goal. But then he found out like Ugarte is not really accurate at attacking the box. And then he benched Ugarte and brought back Casemiro. So it's almost like he's trying the tactic is still the same, but he's just switching personnel. So I've seen that 1-2 punch, but with Ugarte being the furthest man ahead. That's why I'm saying like he's pulling a switchero on us, but the tactic is not changing much.
Well, we're doing it better, but I think a lot of this, why we're improving, is it's down to Mbumo and Cunha, because they have the free role, and when you look at the board, you see a lot of the time Cunha over on the right and Mbumo and Ahmad at the same time, for example. So what we could improve is actually being more balanced,
spread,
and keep position better. I would like us to be better on crosses into the box on the first chance. We take a little bit too much time. We need to cut in and then pass into the middle. So Cesco has nothing to work with if he's in the right place. And also shift or play. I would love for us to, because every time we play the diamonds, we tend to go centrally. We don't go outside and then cross to the other side. So because if we set up the play in a diamond on one side, we naturally attract the opposition because we have a lot of players here. So I think we even did it better last season. Shift or play from one side to the other. We seldomly see the ball come from, for example, Bruno over to Ahmad and set Ahmad 1-against-1, so we can go and score goals. We almost go direct in a vertical line. So.
I would love to see Bruno. If you put Bruno where Sarah is, and you put Dorgo where Poro is. If you put Bruno where Sarah is,
sure.
No, Sar, Malang Sar, the 6 there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Sar. Oh, you're talking about opposition. I didn't pay attention to them even.
And Cesco Cesco between centre backs and Dorgo up with Poro. That's kind of, if we freeze the picture, that's kind of how I want us to be when we're outside the box of our opponent, where Cunha can put the ball in between the centre backs, between the fullback there.
But we do, Helge. We play in the 3-1-6 when we attack. But
I feel Cunha is drawing too much centrally, and then Bruno going where Cunha is right now. If you see the heat maps. That's a tweak I would do, but
Jarvis, you just say we set traps, right? That's what you say. You say we set trap for the opposition. My only issue is that it's a passive-aggressive way of playing football. Instead of setting trap, why don't you just go hunt? That's my problem.
I like that.
Because we don't have the players. The players don't have the physicality, and also like the duels. To be able to win the duels, the individual duels. Bruno's one of the worst in terms of individual duels. Jarvis, I'm just going to take it back just to show people. When Manchester United lose the ball, even if you take Bruno back or Cunha back, whatever, Bruno back, Casemiro and Bruno get brushed aside every and each time, especially away from home. They both got out around the 60 minutes, and nobody will ever tell me. Now, having somebody like Belabor or Anderson playing in those two positions could be a totally different story. And I think
regaining the position.
And closing out, both of them super intelligent. And actually one of them breaking lines. Like the thing about Belabor is that he's very good at, taking the ball, beating the individual 1-to-1, like and kind of more of a ball carrier.
I'm already trying to make us into fishermen. We are hunters.
Yeah. There you go. We don't want to be fishermen. But for me, away from home, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant, guys.
Right, guys.
Listen, I have a summer song, but I'm going to be leaving. Why do you ask? Oh, Black Friday thing. I have Samsung. Yeah. But anyway, listen. I want to thank everybody who's come on. Helgi, big up to you for jumping on. I like the background, the color. Luani, we apologize that everything went into a bit of a meltdown work-wise. You hit a
Nah,
deer,
it's all right.
but you didn't kill yourself and you didn't kill anybody else. So that's a victory. Come on.
It's all
That's a
right.
victory. Alhamdulillah.
And my wife was like, "Where is the meat?" I couldn't get the meat. Are you kidding me?
Arrest.
You
Yeah.
could have said that you're not Amram, so you don't set traps. You're not.
You're not a hunter. You're not a hunter. You're not a hunter, man.
No,
I'm not. Yeah, you went straight in.
I'm not about to stand in the highway trying to pull the carcass of a deer off the highway.
No.
No way.
Listen, you got done by the carcass, man. You lost the jewel to a deer. So that's what happened.
Yeah,
but please,
a very expensive deer, $3,000. That's what that deer is costing me. It's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
It's all right.
Big up, people. Love and like. Please smash a like on the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Big up to Luani, Elga, and big up to Jarvis. Bowley77, BOLE77, and Tactical Devils. We need to get that channel to 5K. Let's do that, people. Putting on some fantastic content. Always Monday night, I think it's the best Manchester United YouTube show. Fantastic.
We did 3 hours 20 minutes yesterday.
I know, Jarvis. I was trying to watch a bit of it. I'm at 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah. But last hour was the best. You know, if you want to if you want to see anything, go and look at the last hour.
Yeah,
I agree.
Big up to all of you, and make sure you check Helgi out, Mr. Corneligiano.
Oh, I don't have any channel, anything to check out. So check out these channels and just laugh when you watch me, and that's good for me.
Okay, there we go. It's simple as. But yeah, United trucker, bit tricky. Come against a tough midfield on the road, and it cost him a lot of money. Luani lost a one-on-one duel. That's what we said on the road. He's lost a one-on-one duel on the road. But he's alive and well. Yeah. And you know what?
Big up, guys.
You know what? May they rest that deer. May that sentient being. May it rest in peace.
My daughter is like, oh. How about the deer? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know if the same in. I don't know if it's the same in all over the world. But Luani said they're trained to carry on, not break. They break a little bit, but not try to miss the animal. They're told to hit the animal because if you're driving a big car, you could kill people.
Well, the saying is you have to aim for their ass.
Wow.
You know, so. That's where, because they move. So aim for the ass.
That's what I've heard also, but not about animals.
On that one, good night. But yeah, people, please smash the like. Let me just tell you where we are. with the polling. How many possible points are we going to get in the next 8 games? 5 home, 3 away. 15, 75% said. 19, 25% said. So 76% said 15, 24% said 19. But yeah, we keep hopeful. We'll do a video tomorrow, 17. And then maybe we'll do a Friday. We're gonna do maybe Friday evening. We're gonna do. But yeah, I'll try to get out a couple of videos. Some young players. I might scout some of the young players some young midfielders around Europe that I like. But I might do a video on Elliot Anderson, actually. Might be able to do that sometime tomorrow. Elliot Anderson. I think he's the perfect guy Manchester United should go and break the bank.
100%.
I think he'll be a transformative player. And if you could get him and Belabor, I think Amorim's system could look, because at the moment we don't have. And it's not just them, we need a third person as well who can also go running. But yeah, maybe I'll do a video on Gomez. Maybe I'll do a scouting report on Gomez. Because I like the profile, but it's the top quality that we need. I like the profile, what he does, but it's the top quality.
It's Cunha's best mate. Cunha's best mate.
Yeah, there you go. Things are working. There you go. Cunha's trying to get his boy here.
It's like me and Jarvis.
And try to get Bruno out the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people, big up, love, light. Make sure you check out the channels. Make sure you check out Luani, United
Big up,
Trucker,
guys.
Elgi. He's just here for the laughs. But love and light, people. I'm really disappointed with the audience tonight. I'm not going to lie. I think we've had over 100 people majority times tonight. And we've not even got 100 likes. We've been live for 2 hours. That is
Come
a
on,
lot of
like-
legends in
like
the
the
chat.
video.
Lot of brilliant people in the chat. You know?
Yeah, big up to all the legends in the chat.
Yeah.
But love and light, but it's just the other people who are not liking the video. It is what it is. Love and light. Take care. See you in the
Take
next
care,
one.
guys.
Good night.
Right.
Bye-bye.